Imagine looking into the split screen of your own biological reality. On one side, the version of yourself the world sees, and on the other, the intricate molecular clock of your true age that we began uncovering in our first baseline masterclass. Most people are still trapped in the normal range delusion, believing that if their basic lab results aren't flagged in red, they are on a safe trajectory toward a long life. However, the hard data for 2026 tells a much more sobering story. One single metric that predicts your risk of dying from any cause more accurately than whether you smoke, have high blood pressure, or even suffer from type 2 diabetes. While the average person is distracted by vanity metrics like the number on a scale, the elite 1% of biohackers are obsessed with their engine power, otherwise known as VO2 max. This isn't just a number for athletes. It is the ultimate indicator of your cardiovascular health and the primary driver of your vitality span, the ability to remain physically independent and vibrant well into your 80s in 90 seconds. If you are starting this 30-day protocol without knowing the specific number, you are essentially trying to navigate a high-performance race with a broken dashboard. Research from landmark studies such as the Mansager analysis of over 1 to 2,000 patients reveals that having a low VO2 max carries a relative hazard ratio of up to 5.0, meaning the least fit individuals are nearly 5 times likelier to face early mortality than the top-tier performers. This video is designed to bridge the curiosity gap we created in our True Age visual framework, moving you from biological ground zero to actionable mastery. Today, we are popping the hood on your physiology to explain why VO2 max is the sum total of your heart's pumping capacity, your mitochondrial efficiency, and your nervous system's resilience under stress. By the end of this session, you will understand exactly where you rank on the longevity scale and how you can establish this critical baseline without ever stepping foot in an expensive laboratory. This is the foundation of the 30-day deployment architecture, stopping the guesswork and starting the optimization of the one number that truly defines your biological future. Chapter 1. The problem explanation, the cardio gap, and the normal trap. The most dangerous assumption in modern healthcare is that not being sick is the same as being healthy. When you go to a standard checkup, your doctor looks for pathology. They want to see if your blood pressure is high enough to require medication or if your glucose is high enough to be labeled as pre-diabetic. But as we established in our biological ground zero masterclass, the absence of disease is not the presence of vitality. The real problem is what I call the cardio gap. Most people are walking around with a physical capacity that is just barely enough to manage their daily life, with zero reserve for the stressors that come with aging. If you are thin but have a low VO2 max, you are statistically at a higher risk of early mortality than someone who is technically overweight but has a high cardiorespiratory output. This is why our True Age visual framework is so important. It forces you to look past the mirror and into the mitochondrial reality of your cells. The problem isn't that we are aging. The problem is that our engines are failing decades before our bodies do, leaving us in what Dr. Peter Ashia calls a marginal decade, 10 years of life where we are physically incapable of doing anything meaningful because we neglected our biological baseline. Chapter 2. The Data Mastery, 5 key pillars of the longevity metric. To master the 30-day deployment architecture, you must understand the 5 technical pillars of VO2 max. 1. The hazard ratio reality. Most people fear smoking or diabetes as the ultimate health killers. While those are significant, the hazard ratio for having low cardiorespiratory fitness is staggering. 2. The sum of all systems. VO2 max is not just about being good at running. It is a composite metric that measures the maximum amount of oxygen your body can utilize. It represents the efficiency of your heart's pumping capacity, the oxygen carrying potential of your blood, the mitochondrial density in your muscles, and your nervous system's ability to coordinate all these systems under peak stress. 3. The baseline for independence. There's a floor for human performance. To maintain physical independence in your later years, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or walking briskly, you need a VO2 max of at least 18 to 20 mg/min. Because this metric naturally declines by about 1% every year after age 30. You must build a massive buffer now so that when you reach your 80s, you aren't trapped below that threshold of frailty. 4. The bang for your buck gained. Here is the most encouraging piece of data. The biggest jump in survival doesn't happen when you go from fit to elite. The most significant reduction in mortality risk occurs when you move from the bottom quartile into the second lowest quartile. Just a slight improvement in your cardiorespiratory baseline can add years to your vitality span. 5. Establishing the baseline at home. You don't need a $20,000 metabolic card. You can establish your baseline today using high-quality wearables like an Apple Watch or Garmin, which provide surprisingly accurate estimates during brisk walks or runs. Alternatively, you can perform the Cooper test, a 12-minute run for distance, and use a simple formula to calculate your score. This is your true age dashboard in action. Chapter 3. The fatal mistake: confusing thinness with fitness. The most common mistake I see in the health space is the skinny fat longevity fallacy. Many people assume that because they have a low body mass index (BMI) and eat a clean diet, they are automatically on the path to a long life. They rely entirely on their blood labs and ignore their physical output. This is a fatal error. You can have perfect cholesterol and a 15 body fat percentage, but if your VO to max is in the bottom 25 percentile, your internal biology is essentially older than a fit individual who may carry a few extra pounds of body fat. Think of your body like a high-performance car. Your blood work tells you about the quality of the oil and the fuel, but your VO to max tells you if the engine can actually handle the highway. If you have clean fuel but a seized engine, the car isn't going anywhere. In our 30-day protocol, we treat VO to max as true proof of work. You cannot hack this number with a sauna, a supplement, or a red light therapy session. It only rises when your heart, lungs, and mitochondria adapt to real, repeated effort. The mistake is searching for a shortcut when the only way to reverse your biological age is to increase the work capacity of your engine. Today, I want you to stop looking at the scale and start looking at your cardiorespiratory percentile. If you haven't checked your VO to max estimate in your health app yet, you are ignoring the single most important receipt of your biological future. As we wrap up day 2, remember that your cardiorespiratory fitness isn't just an athletic achievement, it is the biological foundation of your future. We've looked past the mirror and into the true age dashboard we established in our Biological Ground Zero masterclass. The data from over 122,000 lives proves that your VO to max is the single most accurate receipt of the work you have put in and a definitive preview of the years you will keep. Today, we've moved from curiosity to clarity, proving that an unfit heart is statistically more dangerous for your longevity than being a regular smoker. As we wrap up day 2, remember that your cardiorespiratory fitness isn't just an athletic achievement, it is the biological foundation of your future. We've looked past the mirror and into the true age dashboard we established in our Biological Ground Zero masterclass. The data from over 122,000 lives proves that your VO to max is the single most accurate receipt of the work you have put in and a definitive preview of the years you will keep. Today, we've moved from curiosity to clarity, proving that an unfit heart is statistically more dangerous for your longevity than being a regular smoker. Your action step for today: open your health app, whether that's Apple Health, Garmin, or Whoop, and find your estimated VO to max or cardio fitness score. Compare your number to the age-related benchmarks we've discussed. Don't hide from the data. Establishing this baseline is the only way to measure your progress. Head over to our community tab right now and participate in our data poll. Is your VO to max higher or lower than your actual age groupie's average? 1. Sharing your results with the community is how we move from passive viewers to a proactive tribe of biohackers. If you found this masterclass valuable, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next step in our 30-day deployment architecture. 3. Tomorrow, for day 3, we are shifting from the engine to the fuel, exploring the smart nutrition pillar and how your gut microbiome dictates your daily energy production. 5. I'll see you in the comments, where your biological investigation continues.